Imagine a plate piled high with the foods that have defined Indian cuisine for generations, only to learn that this very tradition might be silently fueling a health crisis. Could something as simple as swapping a tiny bit of rice for some protein change the fate of millions grappling with diabetes and heart disease? In a world where our cultural staples often shape our health destinies, the question arises, should Indians ditch the rice and chapati that have been the backbone of meals for centuries? The answer from health experts, as shared with FPJ, is a resounding not at all. Instead, they recommend a subtle shift, replacing just 5% of our daily carbohydrate intake with protein, to significantly cut the risks of serious conditions like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and strokes. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this advice challenging the very essence of Indian food culture, or is it a gentle nudge towards smarter eating? This guidance comes in the wake of a revealing study from ICMR Indiab, which paints a clear picture of India's carb-centric diet. Shockingly, carbohydrates account for nearly 62% of our daily calorie intake. Experts warn that this heavy reliance on carbs, especially from inferior sources, can wreak havoc on metabolic health. For beginners wondering what that means, think of it like this. Carbs break down quickly into sugars in our bodies, leading to rapid blood sugar spikes that can promote weight gain, fat storage, and long-term issues like obesity. Over time, this increases the chances of developing type 2 diabetes, where the body struggles to regulate blood sugar, along with heart problems and strokes. And this is the part most people miss. It's not just about quantity, the quality matters too. Most of these carbs in Indian diets come from what's called low-quality sources, such as white rice, refined grains like milled wheat, and even added sugars in snacks and drinks. Geographically, white rice reigns supreme in the south, east, and northeast, while wheat-based chapatis dominate the north and central regions. Adding to the worry, the study highlights that at least 21 states are surpassing recommended sugar limits, amplifying health risks from processed foods and sugary treats. But let's pause and consider, are we ready to blame our beloved sweets and festival feasts, or is there room for moderation without losing cultural joy? Thankfully, the experts aren't pushing for radical overhauls like extreme low-carb diets, which can be unsustainable and even counterproductive. As the study authors point out, we're not suggesting you banish rice or rotis from your plate. Even cutting down just 5% of your carbs can make a real difference in preventing diabetes and prediabetes. Picture this. A small tweak to your meal could transform it into something healthier, all while keeping the flavors you love intact. Mumbai-based bariatric and laparoscopic surgeon Dr. Aparna Goval-Bhaskar sheds light on this dietary imbalance in a way that's easy to grasp. She explains that traditional Indian meals often overload on carbs from white rice, chapatis, or starchy veggies like potatoes, while skimping on proteins from sources like lentils, eggs, fish, or dairy. This lopsided approach causes frequent blood sugar surges, making it tougher for the body to control weight and insulin. Think of insulin as the key that unlocks cells to use energy from food. Dr. Bhaskar emphasizes that tiny adjustments pack a punch. Swapping 5% of your daily carbs for protein can slash obesity and diabetes risks. Protein isn't just for bodybuilders. It builds muscle, revs up your metabolism, and keeps you feeling full longer, naturally curbing overeating and helping with weight control. For example, try adding a handful of boiled eggs or a side of yogurt to your lunch instead of extra rice. Simple swaps that add satisfaction without guilt. Dr. Tehseen Siddiqui, chief dietitian at Saifi Hospital in Mumbai, weighs in on the bigger picture, calling for a rethink of our eating habits. This isn't about erasing our heritage, it's about adjusting the ratios for better balance, he says. He points out how modern sedentary lives and the availability of junk food have turned refined carbs into the easy go-to, sidelining nutrient-dense options. Controversial twist. Some might argue that this rebalancing is just another way to westernize our diets, but others see it as empowering Indians to honor traditions while prioritizing health. What do you think? Should public health guidelines respect cultural norms, or adapt them for the times? Focusing on the metabolic forelight, Dr. Pranav Godi, a consultant endocrinologist and diabetologist at Wockhardt Hospitals, Mumbai Central, notes how polished rice, refined flour, and starches trigger insulin rushes that lead to overeating and pounds piling on. By substituting a small portion of rice or roti with paneer, sprouts, tofu, or eggs, you stabilize blood sugar, encourage fat burning, and maintain muscle mass, he advises. Over time, these minor changes boost overall metabolic well-being and fend off type 2 diabetes. Imagine replacing half a cup of rice with chickpeas in your dal. It's a straightforward example that keeps the meal authentic yet healthier. Wrapping up with actionable tips, Dr. Siddiqui suggests practical upgrades. Opt for brown rice, millets, or quinoa over white to ramp up fiber and nutrients, which aid digestion and slow sugar absorption. Incorporate pulses and legumes like dals, chickpeas, kidney beans, or sprouts into your dishes for a protein boost. Start your day with protein-packed breakfasts such as armlets, paneer dishes, or yogurt mixed with nuts and seeds. For snacks, reach for a handful of almonds or a glass of buttermilk instead of sugary processed items. These choices not only diversify your plate, but also make meals more enjoyable and sustainable. Ultimately, the study reminds us that embracing balanced plates, with moderate carbs and ample protein, allows Indians to savor their cherished cuisines while protecting their health. It's a call to evolve without erasing the past. What are your thoughts on this dietary advice? Do you see it as a necessary evolution, or an overreach into cultural traditions? Share your experiences or disagreements in the comments. Let's discuss. For those interested in exclusive and budget-friendly property deals in Mumbai and surrounding areas, check out https://budgetproperties.in.